What's up, everybody? I'm live once again because I want to talk about this bed rotting trend. I have been bed rotting for not a long time, but particularly the summer of 2022 is when I noticed that I was just like laying in the bed a lot. Like I wasn't doing anything. I had some money saved up. So I really wasn't working because these jobs aren't really worth it. And I just didn't feel like doing shit. I had worked really, really, really hard in 2020, in 2021. And by 2022, I was simply tired. I didn't feel like doing shit. Um, so I didn't do shit. I was in school, so I did my work. It was online because it was the summertime. And I just didn't do anything. I didn't know there was a name for this. I just thought it was just like being lazy. I would call myself a lazy ass bitch a lot. And this one lady was like, "Oh, you're not lazy, you're probably just burnt out." And I kind of agree with that cuz I was working a job that was like very exhausting mentally and physically draining. So I can see how I was burnt out. But I just, I think Millennial Steam calls it being a pro. I never heard the word pro before I started watching Millennial Steam. But, being a pro is exhausting when you're not born into any type of generational wealth or any type of privilege, and then when you're black on top of that, then when you're a woman on top of that, it's very tiresome, it's very exhausting. So I would just lay in bed and I wouldn't do shit. I would think to myself, I probably need to do something because um I want to have a retirement when I get old. I want to, I should probably be working so I can save for retirement, but they make that so unrealistic these days that I see why a lot of people are quote unquote bed rotting. I first heard the word bed rot actually, I think I was on Reddit and somebody was talking about how they just bed rot and I was like, "Oh, you know what? I think I'd be doing that too." And I had a job in December. It was a retail job, and they were so disrespectful, and the money wasn't even good enough that I literally just was a no call, no show, and I quit. I literally just, decided that last day that I was working, I was like, I'm not going to go to work tomorrow. I'm never coming back to work here in particular again, and that's what I did. I didn't go back. And I was very happy about it, and I laid in bed all day. I had been working that retail job. I have not worked retail in about 10 years, and I had been working that retail job for about 2 weeks. My feet felt like they were pulsating for like at least a couple of days after I quit that job. My feet literally felt like they were pulsating. Like I can't even explain the what I'm trying to say, but they literally just felt like to rest my feet, to not be on my feet working felt just better than sex, better than drugs. Now I see why a lot of millennials and Gen Z don't want to be in relationships and don't want to work. Literally doing nothing is better than a relationship or better than better than sex or drugs, but if you have a little drugs, that's great too. If you can have a little sex, that's great too. But you know, this is amazing. Not to say that I'm not gonna ever have a job again, but you know. So yeah, I wanted to kind of, I guess, kind of react to this. um to this guy's video. He is very much criticizing the bed rotting trend. I I'm not gonna criticize bed rotting because I want people like stop just let society that wants you to work to the bone, let them know you're not gonna do it. If they want you to work, you know why a lot of people are bed rotting? A lot of people are bed rotting for the same reason I do. What's the point? They want you to work way, way harder than they do. The people with money, they want you to work harder than they ever will work. And if you have the fucking nerve to say no, oh, you're lazy. You're you're trash.
has a new trend called bed rotting, where basically you sit in bed all day and you basically do nothing all day. Seems to think they've, from what I know,
This guy, he is gonna criticize this bed rotting movement, but I just have to say, number one, this guy has 252K subscribers. He is making a good amount of money sitting on his butt making these little cute videos. He's not standing on his feet for 8 hours and barely able to pay his bills. And a lot of what I've realized and learned too is a lot of these young YouTubers, they still live with their parents. They might have 2 million subscribers, 100, 200K subscribers. They're literally making more money than an adult that gets up off their butt and goes to work. And not a lazy adult, a college educated adult. Okay, y'all can watch my videos about that stuff. Go on my channel, go to Millennial Steam. You'll see. So it's easy for you to call somebody lazy when you live at home or when you have a YouTube channel with 252K subscribers and you're not doing what the average person is doing. I don't think the average person has a successful YouTube channel that they can work from home, work whenever they want, have a good income and not have to be miserable.
hey Timmy, stop rotting in bed all day. Go outside, go do something, right? And the one problem is that people are using this situation as an excuse to be overtly lazy. Now, being depressed is one thing and it sucks, but doing nothing about it and just accepting it as your situation.
See, that's the thing. People say, "Oh, you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing anything about it. You're just being lazy." Is that what you really fucking think? Really? You think people aren't doing anything about it? Are you serious right now? Like, are these people are so fucking out of touch? It's crazy. It's insane. Like, this guy is not a part of the Facebook groups and Reddit subreddit forums that I'm a part of, and not the complaining ones. No, the ones where they teach you how to perfect your resume and they teach you how to, have a job interview and what jobs to look for. And you know what's on those subreddits and Facebook groups? People who go on countless interviews looking for a job, not just any job, because you can have a job, but a job that's gonna afford them a livable wage. Like that's a big I don't know if this guy knows that or if he's just that out of touch, but that's a huge fucking problem these days. The average person not making enough money. That's enough. That is enough to make you not want to do shit. Want to sit in bed all day. You looking for a job and you got people calling you lazy. Like, wow.
And is probably not a good idea.
There's a new TikTok trend that could trigger depression in.
Bed rotting is not triggering depression. Depression is causing the bed rotting. These people don't even fucking get it. Wow. It's just insane to me how they gaslight most Americans, most millennials, most Gen Z. They gaslight the fuck out of if you have the nerve to bring to quote unquote complain or mention, hey, I went to college. Um, do you know anywhere where I can apply for a job with this college degree that you guys drilled in our fucking head since elementary school to get? Do you know anywhere where I can use that college degree to get a job where I can just literally just fucking pay my bills? Oh no, your job isn't hiring or you don't know anywhere? Oh, okay. Are you sure? Because I don't want to be lazy.
Now, have you heard of this bed rotting?
No.
It's not something that sounds like something I would want to do,
Doesn't sound
right?
good.
But I guess people want to do it. And it's actually the practice of lying in bed for long periods.
See, they gaslight everybody. That's what I guess that's what they want to do. Really? Really? You think if people couldn't have a job where they would sit in a fucking cushy chair all day and be on TV and look cute and read from a script, you think everybody wouldn't want that fucking job? Huh?
Periods of time, sometimes for days, while binge watching TV or scrolling through social media and eating, of course. Now, influencers tout it as a form of self care, but experts say the behavior is more typical of someone who's depressed.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at a couple of these videos where
Like, look at how they gaslight you. They said it could cause depression, but then they said the behavior is of someone who is depressed. Oh my God. You really? Really? No, for real. Wow. You didn't really? That's crazy.
where people are doing this bed rotting trend. And before that, I will say that yes, in modern society we have a bit of this like hustle culture, right? So you need to spend all
A bit of hustle. Look at how they fucking, what is the word? Euphemize. I believe that's the word. Look at how they freaking euphemize society and what's going on in the economy. Oh, I guess we have a bit of hustle. A bit. A fucking, what? Honey, are you fucking for real right now? People who make six figures are complaining. Nah, I can't fathom complaining, making six figures. I just can't fathom it, honestly. But some people are. They're saying that it's not enough money.
day every day working all the time, which is definitely not a good idea. Most of the results from what you do come from very little of the effort, Pareto principle, all of that. So it's okay to rest once in a while. Some people enjoy going outside for vacations, and some people enjoy just sitting in their bed all day watching Netflix or doing like a home vacation staycation. But I will say that once it extends past a couple of days, then it's just going to be dangerous for your health. You're
I think people really are simplifying bed rotting as people literally just laying in their bed looking at the ceiling all day or just doing nothing all day. Do you know a lot of people, they're sitting in their bed and they're on Indeed all day. They're applying for freaking jobs all day. Okay? Now help these people find a job that's going to pay their bills, that is going to be a quick job for them to find, that's not going to be toxic and abusive, and they won't be sitting in bed for fucking hours. People want to work and people want to live a good life, but they don't want to struggle and they don't want to get out of bed to be abused.
going to probably turn into Nikocado avocado.
Have you ever heard of bed rotting? It's something that I learned about last week, but it's something I've been doing for years off and on. And I didn't know it had a name for it. I just thought it was like just depression. And I'm sure you've been doing this too. It's a form of self care, but you shouldn't do it too often because apparently it can be laziness. But basically, it's where you just sit or lay in bed all day. You can eat snacks, watch Max. But some of the girlies, they like high tech and high end versions where they like do skincare and some spa treatments just from their bed. Normally, in the past, if I stayed in bed all day, I would feel so guilty. But now that I've learned that this is a thing, I'm no longer going to feel guilty for bed rotting.
All right, so that seems like a very like innocent person who doesn't really understand what's going on here and that are just
Is he fucking serious? You can see that lady is clearly older than him. He's like, she doesn't understand what's going on. Oh, baby, that's a black woman. You see how people, if they don't experience what you experience, they don't understand and they're very out of touch. She doesn't understand what's going on here. Yes, the fuck she do understand. She's exhausted.
Generation is degrading in real time, but I don't want to dump on them too hard. Basically,
Yeah, because you have 235,000 subscribers.
yes, okay, you shouldn't feel bad about bed rotting. I mean, more than a day, you should probably feel bad, okay? Once in a while, obviously, it's okay to chill out, but turning it into a trend is so dumb because I know our generation and we are lazy as shit, okay? A lot of us would love to, justify our laziness by calling it bed rotting, calling it self care, and saying that, hey, I just don't want to work today. And now that it's a trend, I can be validated in that sense. And that's kind of what we do to a lot of these things. So anytime we have any sort of character flaw, right, we diagnose it as a condition, okay? And sometimes it is a condition, but not always. Like, for example, if you have like social anxiety, right, it's hard to talk to people, that can be trained, okay? If you routinely go outside and you routinely try to talk to people, you take some classes from some people, maybe you look up to your friends and they teach you how to interact with people better, you learn some conversation openers, you know what to do when you get nervous, that can be trained. But if you just diagnose it, as, okay, I just have social anxiety, I am this person who's socially anxious and I will never get better, then it starts to turn into a problem. And this is the same thing that's happening here, where it's not, you are not a lazy person, you're just being lazy right now, and that can be fixed. Obviously, there's a
Of course it can be fixed. Of course, duh, it can be fixed. Who's gonna fix it though? A lot of people's problems come from the fact that they don't make enough money. I realized that when I became an adult and I started living on my own, I realized a lot of the times when I was like feeling depressed and down, it was generally because I needed to make some fucking money.
million ways to fix it, and it might be specific to your certain issue. I don't know. Some people don't eat enough. Some people don't exercise enough. Some people, or most people, probably don't have enough motivation to get up out of bed every day because you need some sort of goals or purpose in life, which school never taught you that you need to actually have those things to lead.
School did tell us to have goals and purposes. The goal that school told us to have was get your fucking college education, and then we got our fucking college degrees, and now what? Y'all said we was gonna be able to buy a house at 23.
Somewhat fulfilling life, and then it results in these kind of trends where people just glorify being super lazy. Now it turns out this trend actually gets a lot worse. This might actually be a completely different trend. It's called depression rooms, where basically a bunch of teenagers or whatever young adults are showing themselves recording the room when it is extremely ultra messy, and they're just saying, hey, I have depression, I can't clean my room. So let's take a look.
I've had a lot of people comment on my room and how messy it is. I'm pretty sure it comes from the aunties.
This
Like,
girl is just cleaning her room.
To have depression, far-fetched here.
Oh, it's so many reasons why people are sad and depressed. I remember one time this guy ghosted me, and I was at like a really delusional point in my life, and he ghosted me. And when I tell y'all, that shit sent me to rock bottom. Honestly, it that crushed my spirit. Like, to I never really felt like I experienced anything like that before. That shit just fucking changed me. I feel like that was like my origin story or something. My villain origin story, like this dude that ghosted me. And my room had got really, really fucking messy during that point because I couldn't do anything. I was like so fucking I couldn't do anything. Like, I think I even took off work for like a whole month and I just sat on my couch for like a month. And after that month, I needed to work. And so I got a job. I got a job. But you don't know why people are what people are going through, why they're what they're going through, and why they're doing what they're doing. You have no clue. And so for people to just say, "Oh, I don't want to be harsh, but just clean up." Like the cleaning up is is a byproduct, it's a reason why they aren't cleaning it up. You have to figure out why they aren't cleaning up. You can't look at, oh, this person has a dirty house. You have to figure out why they aren't living that way. What's going on with them that's making them not want to clean up, making them not want to get out of bed.
If you can set up a camera and record TikToks daily, and you're having 3 meals a day, you're pretty much staying fit.
Nobody's gonna fucking starve. Me, when I was depressed over that guy ghosting me, um I actually did stop eating. Like I literally don't even remember. I lost so much weight. I don't remember eating for like a whole month, and I don't even remember drinking any water, y'all. My body was so fucked. I literally don't remember drinking water during that time.
You can glam up your makeup and all that. You're telling me you can't clean
Because that's therapy for some people. It's something to do. It's something they like to do. The society does not want the regular person, the regular pro, to, as Millennial Steam would say, society doesn't want the regular pro, lower class person to have fun. Like if you this guy got the nerve to say, you mean to tell me if you could put on makeup, if you could do something creative, you can't clean up? Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what the fuck people doing. They're doing something that makes them fucking happy. Wow. Oh my God. Newsflash, shocker.
clean your room? I'm kind of debating like what's the best way to say this, because I don't want people commenting like, "Oh, Pegasus is one of those people who just like doesn't believe in depression." Like, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to clean your room, but if you're posting TikToks every day, it's really hard to believe. I'm sorry. I will say some people are genuinely like crippled by depression, but most people are just goddamn lazy.
How the fuck do you know? Are you watching the news right now?
Okay? And you are deciding not to do it, okay? If you had some sort of incentive to clean your room, like suppose cleaning your room was a job. Suppose I gave you 10 grand to clean your room. You can instantly do it, okay? Your depression's gonna get like instantly like vaporized into thin air. So don't tell me it's like it's completely against your will. Like I feel like you're doing a couple activities that are not using those activities over that. Okay, so after seeing this trend, an actual like medical expert neurologist mother flipper has decided to weigh in on the adverse effects of actually staying in bed all day. Not that we really need to know that, but whatever.
It's essentially, non-sleep activities in bed, which a lot of sleep specialists have always warned about in terms of its drawbacks and things of that nature. But spending time watching TV, eating, cooking, socializing
Cooking
with
in
friends.
bed.
I've heard people cooking in bed, getting everything ready for their banana bread recipe.
So it's like, I'm not moving, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit here and rot in my bed and love every second of it.
That's right. I think the biggest drawback is if you struggle to sleep already. you're having difficulty initiating sleep, maintaining sleep. I think being in bed awake for a long period of time, resting, dozing, napping is not necessarily going to set you up for great sleep at night. Plus, you're not engaging in social activities, you're not moving your body through time and space, you're not exercising. All those things could have a negative impact on your sleep.
Okay, so we didn't really need a doctor for that, but obviously staying in bed all day is not a good idea. I don't care if it's a trend. Probably don't do it unless you worked like 2 months in a row right before that, okay? Anyways, guys, can we actually have some useful goddamn trends like maybe cook food for the homeless, cook food for the poor people challenge?
The
Let
people
me
who
just
are
ask you
bed
the
rot
question in
the people who are bed rotting are the fucking poor. They
simple
are the
terms again,
homeless.
because you've
Like, seriously. I'm not trying to watch this. So yeah, that is my commentary on bed rotting.